Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. In our video today, we have 3 unique Easter egg DIYs. If you're new to our channel, Southern gmoregals, we're glad that you're here. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming DIY videos. And we're going to get started. We have an Easter egg tree that has some My Little Peeps climbing up a ladder. And here's just a little sneak peek or a little tidbit of our finished product here with my hanging with my peeps. And what I did to start this, I wanted an Easter tree to hang my little Easter eggs on. And what I'm going to use is I clipped some crepe myrtle bushes. These are very plentiful where I'm at. And these are lightweight bushes and they have lots of little branches on them. So these worked out really good to make an Easter tree with. So I took about 3 pieces and I'm going to tie those together with a zip tie, and that's what I'm going to use to make my Easter tree. And here's the pieces that I'm using, and you can see here that all I did was use a zip tie. You can get zip ties at the Dollar Tree, and I just squeezed those 3 bunches together. You just want to make sure that the bottom is even so you can place it good here in your pot. And I'm just checking here to make sure this is a good height and fullness of my branches. And then I took some heirloom white spray paint and I spray painted my branches. And then I just used my glue gun. I put glue on the bottom of the branches there and glued those down into the flower pot. I purchased the flower pot from the Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of 2. This one is actually left from my video DIYs from last week. I had this one left over. The top of it there is cracked a little bit, but we're still going to use this pot. And now I'm going to show you, I use these little wooden skewer sticks from the Dollar Tree. That's what I made my ladder with. And all I did was I used 2 full pieces. I just snipped the pointed end off. And then I took a 3rd one and just made my ladder as wide as I wanted it. And I just used my hot glue gun to glue the steps onto the ladder. And after I got my ladder glued together, I'm going to go back and stain my ladder. I'm using a medium wood stain. It's a Early American is the shade, so I'm going to stain my ladder. And this is a picture of my tree inside, just so you could see it, finished there with the paint before we start decorating it. I am going to go back on my pot and do a whitewash. I'm going to show you here. I just wanted the flower pot to have more of a rustic type appearance or a weathered appearance. And to make the whitewash, all I'm using is just water and just a really small amount of some off-white chalk paint. It doesn't take much paint. I just mix those together and I'm just really quickly going over the pot just to give it that weathered or rustic type look. And it's okay if it's running there because that's the kind of look that we're after is, flower pots after they've been out in the weather. To decorate my tree, I bought these packs of these little foam Easter eggs from the Dollar Tree, and all I'm doing is I'm popping them off of the stick there, and I actually used the bow that was on the stick. I just glued the bow with the hot glue gun and glued a piece of twine onto each egg, and then I'm just going to hang them on my tree. I used a whole pack of eggs, and then I used 1 more out of a 2nd pack of eggs. And these are my bunny peeps. These are headbands that I purchased from the Dollar Tree. I got 1 pink one and 1 blue one. And I'm just using 1 bunny off each one. I took some wire cutters and just clipped the spring off there. And then I'm just going to fold his legs in and use my glue gun to glue that down just to make him look more like one of the peep candies. I used a piece of the white styrofoam board from the Dollar Tree to make my sign. I just used a Sharpie to handwrite hanging with my peeps on there. I hot glue gunned a small bow out of buffalo plaid ribbon, and then I took a piece of white twine and then I painted 1 piece black and I twisted it together there to make my hanger, and I just hung it on my ladder. I glued my bunnies onto the ladder with my glue gun, and then I took a couple sprigs of baby's breath from the Dollar Tree, and I filled in my flower pot with just a couple pieces there of the baby's breath. This is a really cute, simple DIY. It does have that farmhouse rustic type look to it, using the branches from outside and them being the off-white color, but then it also has that little pop or a little splash of color if you want that those classic festive colors for Easter. Kids will love these bright little peeps and bright little eggs. I always wanted peeps at Easter. They look so yummy in the store, and then when you got them home, ugh, I do not like the taste of them. I didn't eat them when I was a kid, but I always wanted a pack at Easter. We're going to move on to our next DIY. But first, we want to say thank you to HeidiSonBowl for hosting the HeidiSonBowl DIY Challenge today that we're participating in. Heidi's information is listed in our description box along with the playlist of the craft challenge today. So check out the playlist and get some inspiration for spring and Easter ideas. For our second DIY, I'm using one of these eggs from this 3-pack here. I just took the pipe cleaner off of there, and I'm just using it for a pattern. And I'm going to cut this out of the styrofoam board. I'm just tracing around there, and then I'm using that X-Acto knife to cut this out. And you can see a little bit better in this picture. I'm just taking a pencil here, and I'm going to trace around the plastic part. And then I'm going to go back with the X-Acto knife and cut out around there, around the pencil tracing. To paint my eggs, I'm using an off-white chalk paint as my base, and then I have the yellow, a pink, and a purple, and you just need a drop or two of each of the colors in with your chalk paint, and it doesn't take much paint here to paint these eggs. You only need a small amount. And then I'm just putting a piece of paper there to make a straight line, and I'm using a Q-tip and the off-white chalk paint just to make some polka dots. I'm starting from the middle of the egg and going down and making several rows of the off-white polka dots across my eggs. I saw these eggs that were wooden cutouts, so that's the look that I'm after, but making these in a more budget-friendly design. And to add a little something extra, just to try to decorate these a little bit more, I just took some of the Mardi Gras beads from the Dollar Tree. I spray painted those in off-white. And I'm just going to use my glue gun here and just go right around the edge. And I'm just going to attach my beads all the way around each egg. And if you miss a little bit with your spray paint, you can use some of that off-white chalk paint just to hit if you miss anywhere on your beads. And then I went back, I have some tulle. I used a blue tulle, fuchsia pink, and then a really light pink on the yellow. And I just tied that around each egg and made a knot there in the front, or a twist tie in the front. And then my eggs they're just on a wooden frame from one of the canvases from the Dollar Tree. I just broke those apart, and these have some wood stain on them. I just glued the egg onto each piece of the frame, and then I went back and took a piece of the wooden pieces of the egg from my tree and just broke it there and glued it on the back just to keep it from tipping over. So that's going to help it stand up straight. And these are large pieces. These will look great back behind some of your other Easter decor. The beads give it that modern farmhouse feel, so they'll coordinate great if you have some of those other modern farmhouse designs in your decorations. For our last DIY, we just have a basket of eggs. I got this wire basket from the Dollar Tree, and it's a gold color. And I'm just using a gray spray paint, and I'm going to tone this down some. So I'm just going to spray paint this gray. So I purchased 3 packs of these eggs at the Dollar Tree. There's 4 in a pack. These are larger eggs than what I used on the tree. I'm using this buffalo plaid fabric, and this is actually a dog bandana. I'm really surprised to find that, but this was at the Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to use this white felt, and then I have a ton of this burlap ribbon from some Christmas DIYs that we're going to use. So we're going to make 3 different eggs, and we're going to wrap our foam eggs there in the different fabrics. So I'm just popping my styrofoam egg off of the sticks there, and I'm going to use for the buffalo plaid, I just cut those in triangles because I wanted to have enough for 4. And I'm just folding this over like wrapping a present, and I'm going to use my glue gun with the buffalo plaid. Obviously, wrapping it in fabric, it's not going to be completely smooth like it would be if you painted it. And I'm just folding and wrapping like a present. With the white felt, I actually used 2 layers just so you wouldn't see the color coming through. And I cut a square out. And again, I'm just kind of folding this like you'd wrap a present, folding the corners and kind of tucking it. And then for the white, I'm going to use a piece of the twine from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to take that twine and wrap it around there and make a little bow. So I'm not using the glue gun on the white, but I am going to use the glue gun on the burlap and the buffalo plaid fabric. So there's my egg. It's all wrapped up, and I'm just taking a piece of this twine, and I'm going to put the back part there on the
with the back of the twine, and then the bow is going to be on the smoother part or on the front part here of the egg. And I didn't use any glue with my with the bow or the twine here, and this stayed in place good. So just make a little simple bow, and that's it for the white one. And I was looking for a larger piece of burlap fabric, and I couldn't find any, so I thought since I have a ton of this ribbon, I'm going to use it. And to start with, I just glued one piece all the way around, right there together, glued the seam together, and then I'm just going to fold this down, and you'll actually have a fold there at the top, and I'm going to glue these with my glue gun to get that nice and tight. And then I'm going back and I'm cutting 2 strips for the sides. I cut a strip like this. I just cut the corners off there. So this will tuck into my egg. And on the sides, this little piece of white there, that lace, that'll peel right off of this burlap. So all I'm doing is peeling that off on the sides. I am going to leave the white lace down the center of the egg or down the side of the egg, but I'm peeling it off on the side here. And then for this piece, I'm just going to kind of tuck it in here. That's why you want to cut those corners off. And I'm going to glue that in place there with my glue gun. And these are a great addition if you're using neutrals in your Easter decor, but you want to have some eggs out. They go great in the gray basket there, and I just kind of, arrange them whichever order that you want them. I just kind of dropped them into my basket, and I want to show you everything together, and then we're also going to show you some of our bunny DIYs that were in last week's video, since they do have that modern farmhouse feel. So the eggs go really great up against the basket there. So here's putting it all together. We have our 3 egg DIYs here together. I also put these together with our 3 bunny DIYs that we had in our previous video. And I'll put the link down in our description box if you missed that video. So definitely go back and check that one out. We want to thank everybody for watching today. Leave us a comment. Let us know which DIY that you like the best. Again, we want to thank Heidisonbouldiychallenge for allowing us to participate in her challenge today. If you're new to our channel, Southern gmoregals, we'd love to have you subscribe. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss any of our new upcoming videos. We're trying to have new videos out on Monday, so we don't want you to miss any of those. We are new, or I am a newbie to Instagram. We are trying to figure that out. We just started an Instagram account within the last 2 weeks, so we'd love to have you follow us there, and you may get a sneak peek on some of our new videos that will be coming out. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Thanks again for watching, and have a great rest of your day.